Hello traders and welcome to volume 5 of the weekly outlook and setups. Another week is coming, so we better get ready to kill the markets, shall we? Let's go! As always, we're starting from the DXY because we must always be aware of the strength of the dollar, because we almost trade only USD based pairs, so we have to know how the dollar is moving, even the fundamental part of it. And yeah, so let's dig in deeper into the DXY, starting from the weekly time frame. First thing I see is this beautiful morning star formation. So we were bearish since volume 2 on the dollar, and it was actually bearish, but we approached this demand area here as I have drawn. So we had this week here pushing into the zone, massive rejection, bullish engulf. 2 weeks later we have this push here and a massive rejection again. So this week it was a very massive bearish Marubozu candle. Then we had a slowdown exactly at the zone, and now we're having a bullish engulf forming a morning star formation. So for now we're bullish on the dollar. Switching down to the daily time frame. So the thing that worries me is that we have a very simple and clean market structure here. We have A, B, C, D extension. I think that even the FIB will, we have the 61.8%, perfect fulfill of the 27% extension. Then we entered this zone here and we had a massive bull run. So we're currently rejecting the trend line. As you can see, this daily candle closed as a bullish, very bullish candle indeed, but we have a wick to the upside, which means that there are a lot of sellers coming in from the trend line. So we're still bullish on the dollar. Let's switch down to the 4-hourly. We even have a evening star formation here happening, but the structure overall is very bullish. We have this kind of outer trend line, we have this inner one. So the EMA is in and around this higher low here, this kind of region. So if price approaches it and finds support here and pushes back up, I think that we may have a reversal on the dollar. So yeah, we have this perfect demand zone here, top of it, nice bullish run. We can have a slight retracement down, and if we manage to break this trend line, we then can find support at this area here. We will have another pullback, and yeah, it will be just forming waves, A, B, C, A, B, C. So see how nice it is to make your projections. How do you want the price to move, so that you don't get confused if it doesn't move like that or something else. So bullish on the dollar for now. We will be monitoring for any kind of price action. Just looking at the 4-hourly, this is a very major zone which we have to monitor, because if price flushes down and breaks this kind of higher low and we have the retest of it, then we're going bearish. So that is USD. Let's have a look at the other pairs so we can get a more clear bias of where the US dollar is going. Euro USD, as expected, we have the same price action of the DXY but in reverse. Here we have evening star formation, bullish engulf, slowdown of the price action, and now bearish engulf. So overall, EU has been in a steady downtrend, a little bit choppy in here, but that's the weekly time frame. So we may even have a new leg down. Let's switch down to the daily time frame. Here we have kind of the same price action, very clear waves, A, B, C, D. I think it was a very nice fib setup, exactly 61.8, 27% fulfillment. So we have this 62% exactly almost at the 1.15. But right now, if we just look in between the lines, we have here kind of a slowdown. This can be um, this can be looked at as a lower high. Agree? We then have a push down. Then we have another slowdown, wicks to the down to the upside. This can be another lower high, and that's the daily time frame. So we had this trend line, we have now violated it. It can be a fake out, yes, but we will switch down to the 4 hourly and it will get clearer. So we had this resistance here, which was broken, retested, and we should have another push up if the pair was about to turn bullish. Instead, we just broke it back and we started trading down. So I'm gonna delete this. We have this very strong demand area here, which will serve us as targets. So we can have here 111 key level, 112. Actually, the price is in and around it. So switching down to the 4 hourly. Okay, see now the lines we drew. So we have this push, we have lower high, we have push, we kind of consolidated in here. We had a final push here, but if this was the highest point of the lower high, look how precise price is. We just had a push, failed to break this, we had this hanging man, we had a bearish engulf. Perfect formation. If you wanted to go short from here, it's just perfect. Stop loss above the structure, and I think it is a nice 3 R&R. So going back down, retest exactly at the line we drew, perfect pin bar here, another retest, falling down. We can even draw a kind of a consolidation area here, and you can see that after price broke it, we had the retest of it with this candle here. It's not very visible on the 4 hourly, but just look at the 1 hourly. Break, retest, 1, 2, 3 evening star formation. If you want to go short from here, it's perfectly okay. Stop loss above the structure, and you just nailed an amazing trade. So see how simple it is to break down the market. So let me get back to my analysis. We're currently breaking this trend line. We are below the EMA. 4-hour price action is very bearish. So this supports my bullish bias on the DXY. So what am I expecting is a slight pullback as on the DXY to this lower high area here. So price can pull back in between this resistance and this resistance, or in between the EMA. We just have to look for price action, and we may even have the perfect retest as it was here on this example. We can have this retest of the trend line, retest of the range support, and we can head down to 111. This will be considered as a strong support here, 1.1180. So bearish on EU, supporting my backs on the DXY. So we just had a clearer view on the market. So we're ready to continue now with another pair. The next pair I found an interesting setup is New Zealand dollar USD dollar. So here we have on the weekly time frame, we had this very nice bullish candle, and now boom, bearish candle. So this actually means indecision to me. So price was unable to continue the momentum of this bullish candle and we turned bearish. So this is of course of the strength of the DXY. So actually we had this very long period of consolidation. If you want me to draw the rectangle, Here it is. So we broke of it and we didn't have a retest. We had an attempt here, but didn't quite reach the 0.67 key level, because I always want for price to touch and tap a key level, because if it doesn't, if it still has, if there are even 18 pips to the level, price will most often just tap it no matter what. So we tapped it, and this is considered a retest of the consolidation break. So I am bearish bias on this, where the EMA is even supporting this idea. So switching down to the daily time frame, here we have had this very bullish run without a single bearish candle for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 days, so almost more than a week. Then we had this bearish engulf, now returned back for kind of a double top, and now we just broke this kind of a hard low formation, because if it was a hard low, we should have created a new hard high. That's how market structure works. So we had this nice bearish candle, and just looking from the daily, I will expect a pullback. That's it. Switching down to the 4-hourly, we have the EMA here supporting this. We had broken of this this level, and now I am waiting for a retest of it. Very simple, just a tap here in between this zone. Price action with rejections, something like this here. See, if I see this formation, I will immediately go short. We will have this first rejection, slow down, another pin bar, kind of if it manages to take out the stop losses of other traders, and then boom, we will head down. As for targets, 0.65 is a very major demand area. I see that here we had a pump of liquidity in around this area, so we can find some support in here after we pull back, or we can just tap this area here and then return. But overall, I am bearish on this pair, and I will be watching and I will be keeping you up to date in my Telegram channel. So that's NZD USD. Next on the list is GBP USD. As expected, here we have evening star formation. See how kind of similar all of the pairs are playing out. So they're very correlated, so you have to be very aware of the correlation and even be kind of conservative if you are about to enter, for example, Euro USD and GBP USD at the same time, because they're very similar. But if you lose one of it, you will lose two trades. You will lose, instead of 1%, you will lose two. So you must always have and take the best setups, which have the best confluences, and which you feel that it will work better than the others. So yeah, that is something that I'm advising you to do. So diving in deeper into the analysis, as I said, evening star formation here. Actually, we tapped 1.25, which is a very strong level here. As you can see with that wick here, and with this one, and this bullish run after the top of it, this wick actually tapped 1.24, but it was a massive. I think that is kind of news appearing, maybe something about Brexit, or I don't know. So as I am bearish on EU, I will be expecting this to continue down. So daily time frame, we have kind of ranging market here. We wasn't able to break this area here, this resistance level, for a very long time. We even have we had 1, 2, 3, 4 taps, but without success. Here we have an amazing formation again, this doji bearish engulf with a stop hunt to the upside, and now we're approaching 1.25. So my setup is on the 4 hourly. Yeah, let's just have a quick look at the daily. We have rejection candle, not very strong. We have this support as well here. So we're entering into a supportive region. Here we have on the 4 hourly a very nice pin bar. So we had this consolidation period and I was waiting for its break. I think we had a retest on the hourly. See, just perfect, but this kind of trade or this kind of setup, the immediate retest one, is a little bit risky because it can just return back into the range. Just look at those small candles, not enough momentum, and the price can just do this whoosh. So I stayed away from it. Price continued, doesn't matter. Now I think we're returning back to have a nicer retest at this area. DMA is very far, so price even may come back to test again 1.26, get near its mean value, and then we can continue down. So pullbacks on DXY, on Euro, on New Zealand dollar, and on GU. So I will switch immediately onto Euro GBP, which looks very weak to me. So yeah, here we had this massive bullish run without that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 weeks without a single bearish candle. We had this wicks, but we hadn't had a bearish confirmation. For example, see here, bullish, 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 boom, bearish, and we fall. So right now I think the next week will give us this bearish week. We had this resistance level and see again how precise price is. We didn't manage to break it and close above on the daily time frame. Wick, 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 a lot of wicks, a lot of confusion. So a lot of traders are now short. We have a lot of stop hunts. So it is a little bit risky and dangerous to trade this pair right now. So here we have 0.1, 0.2 of the trend line approaching 0.3. So if GU is bearish, this should be bullish, but EU is bearish. So it's kind of a confusion because you don't know what to trade. So we better stay away for now. And the best setup for EG is if we break this trend line and if we have a retest of it and a new lower high formation. So if this is a fib, if we found support here in and around this area here, this supportive region, see here, support, even resistance to the left. Yeah, just look at this zone. If we support it here, back to 61.8 or 50% EMA, and we are ready to go down to 0.89. So kind of bearish bias to EG, but nothing is for sure for now because we may just tap the trend line and we can make a new higher high. We have on the weekly this very long-term trend line which can be tapped. We have the 0.90 key level which is very close to be tapped as well. Yeah, well, it's actually 10 pips. I don't believe it. We didn't tap it, but yeah, we can just have a quick run to the upside, tap the level, tap the trend line, and then we can go back down. So that is GU and EG. Wrapping up the video with Euro New Zealand dollar. Here last week we had just a perfect textbook evening star formation, 1, 2, 3, bearish engulf, and I was expecting that the price will just melt, but it wasn't like that. I even lost a trade on this one because of impatience and kind of fear of missing out. We all suffer from this. So looking at this week's candle, perfect hammer, and now if we get a bullish engulf, it will be mad confusion because evening star formation and immediately after it morning star formation, it will be just Unbelievable. So for now, we have this, as I said, hammer here. I do expect some upside. I am still bearish. So we have this kind of liquidity zone in here. Even if I can, yeah, like that, it even looks more attractive. So switching down to the daily time frame. Yep, just look at how price found support here but failed to make a new higher high. So we immediately switched to short bias. We had a violation of this ascending trend line, violation of the EMA, and now I think we're just in need of a Fibonacci sequence. 61.8, almost at this resistance area I just drew. So here we had this bearish candle, and I thought that the price was just about to flush, and then boom, again, just manipulation and the banks playing with us. So on the 4 hourly, we, even if we read between the lines again, we have this kind of sequence here, higher low formation, price failing to break below here, finding support, wick, boom to the upside. But now we're encountering this resistance area here. It's not very clear, but here we have support, kind of retest, tap of it, of the area. We can even draw it like this, doesn't matter. We just have to know that we're entering a resistance area, and as I see price with this pin bar right now, I would expect a slight pullback. We may even go long from here if price pullbacks in between this higher low area and finds support. We may have a 1 hour setup here. Yep, just look at the EMA. If we manage to have a perfect retest here, rejection, we can ride this thing up to the 61.8%. So still short on this, but for the short term, I will be looking for long opportunities, because it does look to me that price will need to form a daily correction before going back down. But we're still staying below this lower high. So as long as we stay below this region here, it is not very safe to go long, but we can just speculate on price reaching the 61.8%. The price can just flush from here, and I will be mad that I wasn't patient enough to wait for this, but we'll see. So that's how I will wrap up the video. I really hope you will gain some nice insights from it. I would love to hear from you, your feedback. Post some comment, like the video, subscribe if you want, if you don't want to miss my future content that is coming. And see you